What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Guys on DJ, aka God in the Wax, bringing you another video. So I kind of wanted to explain this release that I just put out, The Rape of Man King. Uh, so basically, let's start with the name, okay? It's a play on words for The Rape of Nanking. So let's go ahead and ask Copilot real quick so you can see what is The Rape of Nanking. What is The Rape of Nanking? So basically, it was an atrocity committed by the Japanese army against the people of China. Uh, they killed people, executions, rape, things like that, mass killing. So it was a pretty bad atrocity that was done to the Chinese by the Japanese back in 1937, 1938. And it was, it's not very often talked about, but it was definitely one of the worst atrocities done against human beings, along with slavery, so-called slavery, uh, the Holocaust. But it doesn't really get talked about that much, and a lot of kids nowadays don't know anything about it. Uh, I think you should know your history so you don't repeat it. But this is a play on words for that particular situation. And the Rape of Man King, to me, when I thought of the name, it comes from the black people, the black man, the black person or whatever has been really done dirty in this society or in this world. Uh, we went from being extremely put together and well-to-do in Kemet, or if you want to call it ancient Egypt. Those are black people. You know what I mean? Believe it or not, whether you want to believe it or not. The kind of Arab-looking people that are in Egypt now came in later. They're not the original people that was in that land. Uh, you know, Kemet was the land of the blacks. Uh, extending all down Africa, up and down Africa. The land mass was different at the time and things like that. But anyway, so basically, that's what this is talking about. The title of the song. And if you look at the cover art for it, uh, it looks like a ghetto with a abandoned or messed up building, you know, that people may or may not be living in or squatting in or whatever the case might be. But they have a Cadillac, and to me, black people are some of the most well-built people as far as the human race goes. We're the Cadillac of the human race, so to speak. Uh, that's why we excel at sports. We have strong athletic builds. Almost all of us, pretty much. If we start lifting weights, we can get really strong and big and muscle bound very quickly compared to other races of people. So we have a sturdy build like a Cadillac. And then if you see here, it almost looks like these guys are like picking apart or taking parts off the Cadillac. And that's kind of what's been done to the black man. He's been pieced apart, taken apart from what he used to be throughout the histories of time. When we start to do well, things like the crack epidemic come along and stuff like that, and kind of make us fall back down. So we're kind of like right now, we're like a picked apart, uh, messed up Cadillac, that uh, is not its full self. We'll get there eventually. Everything is yin and yang. It's a flip side to everything. Right now, we're on the white side or the light side. And eventually, it'll go back to the black side. It's just yin and yang. It's an evolution, a circular motion. So everything comes back around. So Kemet and all that stuff will be here again at some point. We probably might not be here to see it, but it will happen. Not to say that, fair skinned people should be mistreated when that happens, but hopefully we find a nice homeostasis at some point and we can all be equals and be unified in our efforts to better humanity and things like that. So uh, that's what it is. So uh, Yeah, so that's what the title and the cover art is. Now, if you listen to the song, I'm not gonna play it too much here, but basically, there's a part when it goes in reverse. You know, there's like parts where it stops and parts where it goes in reverse. The parts where it stops is kind of like how we've been halted throughout the years as a people. You know, we do well. They bomb Black Wall Street, Rosewood. You know, they burn down a black town, burn down black towns, kill Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. You know, those are the stops in the song. You know, and then there's at one point when we go in reverse. That's kind of like the so-called slavery, which I believe there was a slavery, but it wasn't in the fashion that they tell us it was in. They didn't just go to Africa snatching people up. You know, how could you do that to people that are stronger and more athletic than you? You know, even if you had guns, you don't think they had access to guns too? But anyway, something else happened there, whether it was a war in America because black people were here already, and somehow they lost and they became prisoners of war. You know, we don't know the true facts. It's history, which is his story. Uh, but what they tell us is what they tell us, and that's what we go off of until we can tap into the Akashic records and see for ourselves what the truth is. Uh, it'll be what it'll be, you know. But the reverse part of the song is kind of like when we got stagnated by that whole situation, slavery, Jim Crow era, you know, the 50, 40, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s in the United States where black people weren't allowed to eat here or go there or do this or do that. And then when you notice when the song starts back up, the normal after the reverse part, it's kind of offbeat a little bit. So we're kind of shaky. You know, we didn't catch our stride right away after that whole stuff kind of died down. It's still racism and prejudice is still around to this day, but it's not definitely not as bad as it used to be. But the whole part of that song is where you know we didn't catch our stride right away. We came in off beat, kind of, you know. But then you know we catch the beat again. You know, the hip hop era, the soul era, the funk era, the R&B era of music and creativity and things like that. The Harlem Renaissance with writers and poets and things like that. So we kind of catch our beat, but then we get stopped again. Crack era, you know. So listen to the song. There's meaning behind it, you know, uh, and I hope you enjoy it. And I'm gonna make a new beat. I'm starting to work on a new beat right now. I'm gonna use a track lib sample that I found. I'm gonna listen to a few of them and see which one I want to pick and base the song off of. But this next song, I'm gonna write some lyrics and rap on it. So I'm gonna rap on the song and see how I can do. You know, like when I be at work, sometimes I'll be walking and I'll be thinking of hip hop lyrics and things like that, and it sounds dope to me. You know what I mean? The rhyming and things that I do in my mind, but I need to write it down and then put it, get on the beat and put it in cadence and put it onto the beat, make a full song. So we'll see if I can do that. It might just be 16 bars or it might be two verses, 16 bars. We'll see what I decide to do. You know, time is an issue. I'm always pressed for time. I feel like I'm so tired after work, at work, after work, before work, you know, so just tired, man. Bro, just tired, you know. But we'll see. I'll do the lyrics maybe on the weekend or something like that, and then record it and upload it. So that's it for the video. Thank you for watching. Have a good one. Have a good rest of the week. Later.